What an incredible race weekend in store here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We have Xfinity Series cars waiting to take the track for their first practice, and just over 90 minutes ago, Alex Palou posted the best time during IndyCar's first session. It's a combo weekend at the Brickyard, and if it goes anything like last year, we're in for a treat.
3 wide, onto the front straightaway.
Halfback split down, trying to get inside. He is there, inside.
Hard on the brakes, he takes the lead away.
That was an incredible move.
Nice and smooth here, bud. You're pulling away.
The first running of the Xfinity Series on the road course at Indianapolis, and the Indiana boy is going to win it.
Heck yeah, boys, let's go!
And for another Indiana driver to win it, it would have to be Justin Haley. He's the only one that has a hometown here in the state of Indiana that would love to win, of course, at Indianapolis Motor Speedway here at the road course. Steve Letarte running for the second time the Xfinity Series. They've got a little bit of experience here. We just saw the ending of last year's race. Incredible. Now we've got Ty Gibbs. We've got A.J. Allmendinger. We've got Austin Cindric. We've got guys like Kevin Harvick that are going to be running this race. Is there a favorite in this one?
Well, until he's beaten, I'm going to have to give it to Ty Gibbs. I know he's young, but he won at Daytona, won at Watkins Glen on the road course. He's proven to be excellent, but to do it, he's going to have to beat the normal favorites, Austin Cindric, A.J. Allmendinger. We proved last year that this facility is outstanding on this road course. Great for racing, 2, 3 wide, a lot of passing zones, a lot of excitement. You mentioned, though, now it's the full weekend, right? Xfinity, we have Indy cars, we have the Cup cars on Sunday, so there's a lot of track activity.
And once again, we're going to be able to do this broadcast radio style. We're looking forward to that. This is how everyone will be stationed around this racetrack. Mike Bagley has turns 1 through 6. He'll hand off then to Dale Earnhardt Jr., who will be down inside of turns 7 and 8. He'll take them all the way around until 11. And then Jeff Burton will grab the call from there, bring them all the way back to the front stretch. Again, they're going in the clockwise formation around this racetrack, which is a little different, obviously, than Indianapolis you would normally see, but they'll hand them back off to Steve and I here. They're out in their areas right now. Bagley, what are you expecting this weekend?
I'm expecting a lot of chaos down here in turn 1, Rick. This is a heavy braking zone coming into turn 1. It's an opportunity to gain a spot or several. Last year, towards the end of the Xfinity Series race, we saw them stacked up 6 wide going into 1. And then you get into a technical set of corners that, according to drivers, quote, isn't too crazy. You have to baby the throttle. You got to be patient. You can't bully the car here. But the key is to get a good early run into these corners, maintain it, carry it all the way through turn 5, get a great launch through 5, through 6, which sets up for another long straightaway, which then leads to Dale Earnhardt Jr. in a very difficult corner and another passing zone in turn 7.
Yeah, you got it right, Bags. Coming through that little kink that is turn 5 and turn 6 is a little more difficult than drivers might think, and that might slow some of these guys up and present some passing opportunities on this long straightaway coming right at me. In this braking zone into turn 7, we're going to see guys try to make passes there, but they come right up on the curb really, really fast, and it funnels into a very, very tight left-hand corner and then into a back and forth switchback of turn 8 and turn 9 and turn 10. So it's really difficult to get through that area. If you make a mistake in turn 7 or turn 8, it's going to mess up the rest of the corners as you start to lead out of turn 10 around to turn 11 where Jeff Burton is.
Yeah, Junior, when you leave turn 10, you've hopefully carried enough speed to be able to approach turn 11 with tons of aggression. Try to get in there, outbrake somebody, and then run this last series of corners with tons of speed so that you can get on that front straightaway to take advantage of that braking zone in turn 1. It's going to be really aggressive over here because these cars are going to get so close because they're going so slow in this section. It's very slow. But, you know, outside of the racetrack, the cool part about this weekend is all the racing we're going to see. What a great opportunity for race fans. We got Xfinity, we got Indy cars, we got Cup racing. What a fun weekend here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Jeff, great point. And Steve, you brought it up earlier today in a press conference. I remember when I was calling the Truck Series, and the Indy car and Truck Series would run at the same time at Texas. But you pointed out, this is the first time the 2 premier racing series in the United States will be on the same track in the same weekend. This is incredible to see the Xfinity Series here, but to see the IndyCar Series and the Cup Series all running the same circuit on one weekend, really incredible.
Yeah, and I want to give credit where credit's due, right? The leadership at Penske, he owns IndyCar,
yeah.
But the leadership of IndyCar, the leadership of NASCAR to come together, this is really about the fans. There's a lot of different venues. This venue would be on both schedules. But to get it on the same weekend is all about the fans. You get to come out and you get to see the rising stars of NASCAR in the Xfinity Series, the biggest stars in the Cup Series, and the biggest stars of open wheel racing in America in the IndyCar Series. And I am jealous. We've always seen them race on the same circuit, but never on the same weekend. And for me, I can't wait to ride around this facility and watch IndyCars practice to get an idea of just how much different they are versus these Xfinity Series cars.
And we're going to try to show you, the fan, a little bit of that difference. We had an onboard with an IndyCar driver earlier today and watched him go around this course. We're going to be able to do that really and compare the two. We'll show you that a little bit later after we have these cars up to speed. But right now, we're seeing the Xfinity cars going out onto the track. Their practice is underway. It's just a little under an hour practice that they'll be on track. And this is rare too, Steve. I mean, we just don't see a lot of practice anymore, especially after COVID. And so to see these guys out here practicing, this is a racetrack where they've been before. This is exciting to see.
Yeah, and I won't lie, I'm excited for some practice just because we were able to call one race here, but that's the only race I've been able to call here. I'm learning a new facility even for myself. We weren't here in Indianapolis a year ago. We were in Charlotte calling it remotely, and now we're here in the flesh, and it's always a whole lot easier. As you see right here on your screen, you see that yellow line. One thing to note, not super important today in practice, but for qualifying it kind of matters. The lap time will be calculated.
Oh,
from
we got
this.
a car in the grass.
Already?
Already, yeah.
In front of you, Junior?
Michael and Ned has went off in turn 7. Going to get the car back on the racetrack. I'm telling you, man, that curb on that inside of turn 7 sneaks up on you quicker than you think. We were out there today in the pace cars taking some laps. And there you see it right there. We were out there taking some laps, and that was the one thing that stood out to me is the curb or the entrance or the apex to turn 1 and turn 7 are going to surprise a lot of these drivers this weekend.
Michael Annette, the first to be surprised.
Yeah, a little bit of off-roading.
Parker.
Well, guys, what we just saw of Michael Annette is on the minds of many of these teams because this track is incredibly flat. And Dale, you just got into how difficult the braking zones are into turn 1 and turn 7. Talking to many of the drivers and the teams, they said the key here is braking performance. What they mean by that is how deep can you really go on the brakes. Last year, A.J. Allmendinger told me he lost this race because he couldn't brake deep enough. That's what that team's focusing on. That 22 we're riding on board with right now. They're focused on maximizing the brake performance of that 22 car, getting to turn the centers around this very flat race course. And I can tell you, I drove an Indy Lights car around here a couple years ago. This place is billiard table smooth. It is one of the smoothest, flattest racetracks I've ever been to in my life. And when you do that with these big, heavy stock cars, it means you've got to maximize the brakes, maximize the turning ability to make lap time around here.
I like that. Billiard table smooth. That'll be a great toss to Bagley, right? Billiard table smooth.
I like that.
We take it from this final turn here, 14, and they'll come out onto the front stretch here in front of the grandstands. You see the map, and we're going to go radio style. And we'll do that with the 22 now of Austin Cindric as he dives into turn number 1, and Mike Bagley.
Here he comes off the end of the front stretch. He's going to woe the car down. You see the numbers on the fence there. That gives the drivers the reference point of when to get on the brakes. He's going to woe it down all the way to first gear. That's the right-hander turn 1. This is turn 2. You're feathering the throttle. You're going to give it some gas. Then you're going to come through 3. You want to drop the hammer here. You can't do it. Go wide. This is turn 4. And then here comes turns 5 and 6. The goal, you want to shoot straight up the middle and make that as straight as possible. Dale, by doing that, you will create a lot of speed as they head towards you in turn 7.
And you can climb all over those curbs in turn 5 and 6 to straighten that out as much as possible. See him getting down in the braking zone of turn 7 here. He's going to turn him really slow, make that apex just right. Throttle up a little bit here into turn 8. And it's all switchbacks, changes of direction. Very critical that the car does that. Goes left and right really well. Out of turn 10, coming around this long bend towards Jeff Burton.
Yeah, so right now this is a very difficult braking. Look how he's turning all the way through this area. Then he's got to brake heavy. Going to tend to see a lot of guys lock that right front tire up because it's leaning off of that right front tire. No weight on it. Real slow section. Try to accelerate through there. Now he makes this hard left-hander into 13, and that leads to 14. A lot of speed through 13, and 14 is important because now we're on the front straightaway, generating tons of front straightaway speed.
Rick, this will be one of the big passing zones right here. I believe this is going to be the top speed straightaway. We'll confirm that with data, but you see behind the 22, 3 cars lined up. I believe that's Allgaier, Haley, and Hemrick, the best I could tell. Haley currently the fastest in practice in this 11 car. Now he's down in turn 1 in front of Bagley.
Yeah, he's hard on the brakes, and Hemrick's got to jump on the binders. He almost plowed into Haley coming into 1. They short it out. Now they work their way through turn 2 and head to 3. You don't want to get too crazy here. Again, patience is rewarded as Michael Annett just got off course again. Those 3 in camera right now working around him. Here comes that turn 5-6 combo, and you want to straighten that as much as possible. Clip those curves, which is exactly what Allgaier and company do.
And I think the tough part about following a car through there is that you can't see the curves. You can't see where you need to position the car. That's got to be really challenging for guys. Down into 7 here, the 11 car gets in there a little bit too deep. Messes up his entrance or his exit just a little bit. Still, these guys working through this little back and forth. 18 slips big, gets really wide out of turn 9. Here they come, Jeff.
What a great opportunity to be around other cars in a competitive situation. You know, we've seen all year long, the only time you got a chance to look at this was when they dropped the green flag. Well, now these drivers are learning, where can I pass? Where can I pass? Where's the strength of my car? Look at this move right here. It's an aggressive move. Very tight corner. Allgaier just kind of conceding the spot. It's practice, no sense in getting himself in trouble. But what a fun time with these drivers, and they're learning a ton.
Track length 2.439 miles, and the top 2 are separated by 15 one-thousandths of a second. That's how tight it is between Cindric and Haley. We're underway here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
T-Mobile is the leader in 5G. We also believe in putting people first by treating them right. So we're upping the benefits without upping the price. Introducing Magenta Max. Now with unlimited premium data that can't slow down based on how much smartphone data you use. Plus, get Netflix on us and taxes and fees included. You won't find this with the other guys. In fact, you'll pay more and get less. Right now, pay 0 cost to switch. And bring your phone, we'll pay it off. Only at T-Mobile.
Arby's spends one winter in Scottsdale, and suddenly they're all chili lime this, and Southwest chicken avocado wraps that, and we're into bold flavors now. So, Arby's, we have the meat.
Daddy printed out my permission slip, right?
Steven?
Do you suffer from cartridge conniptions? Be conniption-free thanks to the cartridge-free Epson EcoTank printer. Big ink tanks, a ridiculous amount of ink. The Epson EcoTank, just fill and chill.
Your shipping manager left to find themselves, leaving you lost. You need to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Indeed Instant Match instantly delivers quality candidates matching your job description. Visit Indeed.com/hire.
Every new day offers opportunities to connect with promotional products that motivate, inspire, and express well-deserved thank yous. Meaningful moments start at 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain.
Hey, King Midas, people should know we can service their whole car.
Yes. Tires, brakes, oil, everything. Everything. We must tell the people.
Right now at Midas, buy 3 Cooper tires and get 1 free. Find your tires now at Midas.com.
The Kentucky Fried Chicken Sandwich with brioche buns, mayo, pickles, and a quarter-pound filet as far as the eye can see. Get comfy, it's gonna be a while. This thing's huge. Get the Kentucky Fried Chicken Sandwich for just $3.99. It's finger-licking good.
I am a driver with a dream. And part of that dream is making all the doubters believe that my name belongs here. I may be new to some, but I am not to be taken lightly.
Oh, and now they're really going at it.
Yeah, they are. Because if you let your guard down, I will rise above. I am the NASCAR Xfinity Series. I am NASCAR.
Great weekend from Indianapolis Motor Speedway as the Xfinity Series on the track now for their first and only practice. We saw a lot of smoke coming out from underneath the 17, Steve.
Yeah, J.J. Yaley driving the 17. It looks like it's maybe some oil smoke because it's coming out of that fender, which tells me it's up under the hood, maybe an oil line or something, maybe some damage. I can't see that this car without thinking about our old buddy Max Pappas.
Yep.
He was so excited to be returning to the NASCAR series. He was lined up to drive this car. A lot of conversation on social media when unfortunately Max learned that he tested positive for COVID, so he was unable to make it. He put it on social media. So Max, we hope you're feeling okay. We're thinking about you, buddy. And I was excited to see old Max back in the field. It was going to be full of excitement, but JJ doing a great job. We'll see if they can get this mechanical issue fixed.
The IndyCar steward, Max Pappas, was going to be doing double duty, where he would have raced in the Xfinity Series and then went over and did his job with the IndyCar Series. But obviously, with his positive tests, he stepped back away from this car, and now JJ Yeley behind the wheel, and they're going to work on that. Daniel Hemrick, so many second-place finishes. Is this the week that Daniel Hemrick breaks through and finds victory lane?
Well, I mean, he has the opportunity, but it is a stacked field. We mentioned the Xfinity Series regulars. You know, we're going to have Ty Gibbs. We're going to have Allmendinger, Cindric. Haley's up there. As I say that, Allmendinger goes to the top of the charts. So, you know, he has the chance, but it is a very, very stacked field, because we haven't even talked about the full-time Cup guys that have
Kevin
come over.
Harvick's going to be over here. Austin Dillon's going to be running as well. There's only one driver that's doing the double, and when I say that, the IndyCar Cup Series double, and that will be Cody Ware. We talk about doing the double. Let's show you now a comparison between Scott Dixon on the top in the IndyCar. They had their practice about 90 minutes ago, and Justin Haley on the bottom right here just moments ago in his lap.
Well, the first thing you see is about 15, 18 miles an hour difference into turn one. You see instantly just how much quicker the IndyCar. He's out of sight. He's 2, 3, 4 corners ahead. They run about a 25-second faster lap, give or take, depending on who you're on board with. So Dixon is already onto the back straightaway. Haley working his way through it. You just see how much slower the Xfinity cars are to change direction, to accelerate. Haley has finally joined him on the back straightaway as Dixon's ending the back straightaway. So now Dixon's down in the turn 8, 9, 10, 11 complex. Haley will be there momentarily.
And the speed difference, Steve, mostly handling, right? I mean, downforce with these IndyCar, these guys are flying around here, whereas the big heavy stock cars, they've got to work their way through these turns.
Yeah, IndyCar way more downforce, much lighter car, basically the same horsepower, give or take. They also have some option tires, so it could be more tire grip overall. And I mean, you see right there, Dixon's already completing the lap. He's on the front stretch. Haley still has to negotiate turns 12 and 13.
So, okay, so we know faster as far as a lap solo. But now let's talk about when these guys are out here on race day. So we're going to see more contact between the Xfinity Series drivers and obviously quite a bit less with the IndyCar guys.
Well, it's a different discipline, which I love the fact that two different disciplines can run on the same track. That's what I think the NASCAR and IndyCar are proving, right? That this facility puts on great racing for IndyCars, and it puts on spectacular racing for Xfinity Series cars. And you and I watched it. I couldn't tell they were fast or slow, whatever. They were door-to-door, 3, 4 wide, beating and banging. This guy right here, A.J. Allmendinger, you talk about the two different disciplines. Well, it was kart. It wasn't IndyCar. Yep. But when you talk about a road course ace, he's won Cup, Xfinity, kart, which became IndyCar. I mean, he's won in everything when it comes to the road courses.
Yeah, and he said, you know, he's fortunate for his career. A.J. Allmendinger having a great time, enjoying what he's doing right now.
Hey, Rick, you said there won't be much contact with the Indy cars. Marcus Ericsson last week.
That's a good point.
We can see the whole bottom of his car, and he went on to win the race. So who knows what can happen?
Yeah, that's a great point. Now, tomorrow we'll be busy. Very busy. 10 a.m. qualifying for Xfinity Series. That'll be on Track Pass. Make sure to join us there. 11 a.m. Cup Series practice, also on Track Pass. And on NBCSN, it's IndyCar. And there, Indy #2 Grand Prix, which will take place from 12:30 to 3:30, and countdown to green on NBCSN, and Xfinity Series racing right here on the road course from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Again, practice underway for the Xfinity Series right now.
Every customer has their own Safelite story. This couple loves camping adventures, and their SUV is always there with them. So when their windshield got a chip, they wanted it fixed fast. They drove to Safelite Auto Glass for a guaranteed same-day in-shop repair. We repaired the chip before it could crack, and with their insurance, it was no cost to them.
Really?
That's service you can trust when you need it most.
Safe like repair, safe like replace.
When making the Kentucky Fried Chicken sandwich, people asked how I felt about burger places selling fried chicken. I'd say that's none of my business. Just like making fried chicken is none of theirs. Get the Kentucky Fried Chicken sandwich for just $3.99. It's finger-licking good.
You know what beats next day shipping? Getting it the same day. So shop Ace online and get free in-store or curbside pickup right in your neighborhood. Or get what you need delivered the very same day you order.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
It's about to get real. He's a 2-time Emmy winner.
I'm a 3-time Emmy winner, though. I just want to make that clear.
So, Roger, you can't say this.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
I'm a little tipsy.
I'm a little buzzed.
September 24th to 26th on NBC, Golf, and Peak.
Real people are finding real savings with Spectrum Mobile.
I switched because we wanted great service for less money. With Spectrum Mobile, I'm saving over $650 a year.
We've actually saved $612 in half a year.
Use the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator to find out how much you could save. Then get our unlimited data plan for $45 a line or our By the Gig plan for $14 a gig. Call 844-230-8821.
Well, the idea that we can mix and match plans is great. This way we can adjust the plan to what our needs are at the moment.
These guys are unlimited, I'm by the gig, and I've got more money in my wallet.
Get the flexibility you want with the savings you need, all with free nationwide talk and text and no contracts. Call 844-230-8821.
We're paying a lot less and getting a whole lot more.
I'm wondering why I didn't switch to Spectrum Mobile a lot sooner than what I actually did.
Get Spectrum Mobile with our unlimited data plan for $45 a line or our By the Gig plan for $14 a gig. Visit a Spectrum store, go to SpectrumMobile.com, or call 844-230-8821.
So much history, careers have been made at this racetrack, this facility, and once again, something new taking place this weekend. Now, the combination of Xfinity Series, the IndyCar, and Cup Series all racing at the same track on the same weekend. Parker.
Right, Rick, and you might think that maybe adds some logistical challenges. So right now I'm standing right at the entrance to pit lane from Gasoline Alley, and I want to point a couple things out about the logistics behind having all these series here. Back there in Gasoline Alley, where we normally see the Indy cars during the month of May for the Indy 500, is the Xfinity cars, and I can also tell you it's about 4,000 degrees in there right now, I think, roughly. Right here will be where the Cup cars are going to be, and then you have these Xfinity cars coming out into pit lane where the IndyCar teams are trying to get ready for qualifying. So if you come out here earlier, we had a bunch of crew chiefs from the Xfinity Series teams interspersed amongst all these pit boxes from the IndyCar teams, and you have the IndyCar teams with their golf carts coming out here with tires trying to get by the Xfinity cars. It's a wild scene down here. It's chaotic, but somehow it's all working, and I love it. I love seeing all these great American Motorsports Series here working together. It's really cool to see.
As a race fan, this is unmatched. You're at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the most famous racetrack in the world, and you have the best racing series on the same track on the same weekend. I mean, a race fan can't beat what's happening this weekend.
Yeah, and I'm thankful that it is on the road course. I was here for the Indy 500 in May, and it's a very special race, and I'm thankful that we get to see these two guys together, but I think the road course was the right venue to do it. Great look right here on this 24 car. Good RX has given us a cool, I don't know if you can really call this an in-car, Rick. It's kind of an
undercar.
Undercar. You're basically looking back at the right rear spring and the brake rotor. So you see on the left, you obviously see the tire. Well, within it is the brake rotor, and it hasn't quite changed direction lap, but I want you to see how much that tire moves from left to right on the wheel as the car gets loaded in different directions. And that right there, you see it moving.
Oh, yeah.
So down here, it'll move a lot. This will be heavy, heavy braking. Take a look at the rotor. That rotor's going to be bright red as he goes down into turn 1. There you see hard on the brakes, Bagley.
Oh, he's standing on those brakes coming into 1. Locks him up a little bit. The car almost breaks loose on him. But this is one of the best views on a road course camera-wise, because you really get to see how the suspension reacts. To Stevie's point, when they jump on the brakes, watch those rotors glow. And as he works through this set of corners, he's getting ready to come into turn 5 and 6 right now. They'll just hook those rumble strips. You see the abuse the suspension takes, Junior, as he goes on track and off.
Yeah, down this long straightaway, he's coming up on a turn 7. It's a very big inside curve, but you don't want to use that too much. You'll see these guys run over the curves a little bit, but that will push you wide on that corner exit. Going through turns 8 and 9 and 10, you do want to use the curves. They're very flat. You can put the whole car across the top of those curves and straighten those turns out.
As he pushes toward turn 11, see how difficult that corner is. You're turning while braking, then accelerate as hard as you can. Very low grip right there. And this corner is really important because it leads to the front straightaway. Love watching that rear spring working.
All right, Steve. We've heard you guys talk about the track bar mount so many times over and over and over. Show us the track bar mount, though.
Wow.
It's right next to the tire here, right?
Yeah, so basically you see the spring right in the front of your shot. You see where it says Good RX, that's the right rear trailing arm. And then behind it is a vertical tube, and that's the right side track bar mount. That is on the chassis. The other side of the tube going horizontal hooks to the rear end. That tire looks like it's going to touch it, but you got to understand, it's hard to tell in this, but the tire is actually forward of that track bar mount, so it can't hit it when it goes left or right. But I know there was a lot of drivers that don't like seeing how much these tires move left or right. But when you talk about feel and the difference between IndyCar and a stock car, there's a big difference, right? These tires have a big, much more profile, much taller sidewalls. The cars move around a whole lot more than an Indy car. Paul Tracy and I were just having this conversation earlier today about how the cars feel different and drive different. This is a perfect example of why.
Guys, just a moment ago, coming into turn 1, here's Sage Karam. This is what goes wrong when you overshoot turn 1. He tried to get it in the corner and then realized that I'm in too deep, I got to bail out. So there's a runoff area, which would be the apron of oval turn 4. He's just trying to find his way. He's like, well, where do I go? Well, let me go up here. Let me hang a right. Let me duck behind this. There is that cutout that if you overshoot turn 1, you can duck into that little runoff area. That'll bring you out into turn number 3. If you do that during the race, though, Stevie, at certain parts of the racetrack, that can lead to penalty.
Right, so basically turn 1, that is a bailout. You don't even have to stop because they know you're going slower through there than if you stayed on the track. So we're going to see that in turn 1. There's some other areas where if you get on the wrong side of the curbs, Rick, you're going to have to stop. It would be a track limits violation.
Sage Karam making his first Xfinity Series start, but he's obviously got IndyCar experience here.
I'll say it, the hype is real, everyone.
Bird Dog. Bird Dog shorts. Bird Dog shorts.
Bird Dogs just figured it out.
Gym shorts, but they have the underwear built in.
Pretty confident these shorts are from the future.
Absurdly comfortable.
The most comfortable thing I own, bar none.
I wear these guys, I'm set.
You can swim in them, you can work out in them.
You can wear them to the gym, but you can also wear them golfing.
I can do anything. Instantly, my day is better. Why would you wear anything else when this exists?
The Kentucky Fried Chicken Sandwich with brioche buns, mayo, pickles, and a quarter-pound filet as far as the eye can see. Get comfy, it's gonna be a while. This thing's huge. Get the Kentucky Fried Chicken Sandwich for just $3.99. It's finger-licking good.
HomeAdvisor and Angie's List are now Angie, and it's easier than ever to get your projects done right. Connect with top pros and see ratings and reviews. And when you book and pay through Angie, you're covered by our happiness guarantee. Check out Angie.com today. Angie, and done.
Showing appreciation with a perfect promotional item is a meaningful gesture that can be touched, held, and enjoyed. 4imprint can help your logo create moments that matter. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain.
This is Jean. Jean drives an invisible car because transparency is really important to her. So she went to the Zebra. We helped her compare the top insurance companies transparently. Compare and save at thezebra.com.
This is the Tempur-Pedic Breeze, and its mission is to make sleep feel cool. So no more night sweats, no more nocturnal baking, or polar ice cap air conditioner mode. Because the Tempur-Pedic Breeze delivers superior cooling from cover to core, helping you sleep cool all night long. Now is the perfect time to experience the mattress ranked #1 in customer satisfaction by J.D. Power 2 years in a row. Learn more at TempurPedic.com.
Get ready for the biggest event of the summer. Don't miss John Cena, Bobby Lashley, Roman Reigns, Bianca Belair, and all your favorite WWE superstars at SummerSlam. Live Saturday, August 21st at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, streaming exclusively on Peacock. And a lot of action taking place in front of you, Jeff.
It has been. Sage Karam trying to get used to this braking in these heavy stock cars. Has that right front locked up. He will not be the only one doing that today into 12. Very light side of the car. Easy to drag that corner. Just got to be careful not to do it too much. And then Will Rogers came through here. He had it wheel hopping, back of the car bouncing all over the place. Will Rogers, a really good road racer, won Sonoma back in 2018 and ARCA car. Listen to this. There you go. Just got those, just trying to get the car slowed down, downshifting, and just got the back end bouncing up and down. And good safe place to do it right there, though. Good runoff area. No harm, no foul.
Yeah, when you mentioned Will Rogers' name, a lot of people are like, well, Will Rogers. Who's Will Rogers? Well, he's a young man who he won at Sonoma back in the West Series 2018, that race. Who did he beat in that race? Well, he beat Eric Almirola. He beat William Byron. He beat Daniel Suarez. He beat Eric Jones. He beat Alex Bowman. They were all in that race. Pretty impressive for this young man to get the win there.
Yeah, that's a stacked field. My goodness.
And how do you learn stock car racing in Maui, Hawaii?
I vacationed there once, and I think road courses would be pretty good up and around all the mountains. It would, I'm not sure I would suggest it, but just a great young man, and it's fun to see guys get opportunity. That's what this series is all about.
Let's all go try.
That's a great point, Jeff. We mentioned how there are going to be drivers and crew chiefs and engineers, different people from different disciplines of different series here. Well, guess what? Here's Connor Daly. He's hanging out with Parker.
Right, Rick, I just bumped into my buddy Connor Daly here, interested bystander, just watching. You just got out of IndyCar practice a little bit ago. You've driven stock cars. What are you looking for down here?
Honestly, I just am curious to see what's going on. We got a little freedom to move around here now, so I'm checking out my good pal Sage Karam, who's already actually pretty quick. Looks good, faster than Kevin Harvick, I see. So I'm like, hey, I love watching these cars. I mean, the field, there's so many cars, which is awesome, and I hope the rubber doesn't affect our qualifying session too much, but it's just great to have everyone out here anyway.
What advice did you give Sage, if any, that you could have said, hey, here's what you can experience, what you need to look forward to, jumping from an Indy car to a stock car?
I mean, honestly, when it comes down to it, it's just being patient in these cars, I think. We're so used to getting so much out of the brakes, and these have no brakes. So it's important to just be patient, make sure that you just keep all 4 tires round rather than square. Because that'll get you real quick. And, I don't have enough experience to really offer much more advice other than that. Only thing I did say to him, too, is, we are going to go out and celebrate on Saturday because we're both going to have great days.
I love that. I'll see you there, too. Can I come?
Absolutely. High energy Saturday night because we're celebrating. And we're bringing Landon Castle, too, in his crypto wagon.
I love it. Guys, we're going to a party Saturday night, so everyone's having fun down here.
Speaking of party, I think that's how Connor described his haircut. He said business in the front, party in the back, because he's got the mullet going there. So Connor's watching the Xfinity Series guys, and earlier today when the IndyCar guys were out on the track, Joey Logano was out there watching with his son.
I love this. I mean, that's it's the mutual respect. They're race fans. And, the unfortunate thing is when you get to the level of the IndyCar drivers or Xfinity or Cup, you just don't usually have time to watch other racing because you're so busy over the course of the weekend.
Once again, we'll be doing the broadcast this weekend radio style, meaning we have Mike Bagley, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jeff Burton negotiating different parts of the racetrack. And right now, as Austin Cindric heads into turn number 1, that's where Mike Bagley is.
And he's got company behind him. He's got Kevin Harvick. Harvick is a well-accomplished racer. He's won on road courses. He's won short tracks, super speedways. He's won championships. Perhaps maybe to get the hang of this place, he needs to settle in behind one of the best Xfinity Series road course racers in the driver, that number 22, Austin Cindric. They're leaving turn 4. They're through turn 5, now turn 6, headed up the back straightaway.
Austin Cindric, he's so good at these road courses. That's a great guy to get behind if you're trying to learn something. Kevin seems to be hanging in there. Get a little bit of time. Maybe Austin knows he's back there. Maybe Austin knows that this is Kevin's opportunity to learn a little something, and this is by design for both drivers. You can see them using quite a bit of the curbs in this particular part of the track. Going through turn 10, throttling up into turn 11.
Cindric right now, third on the board. He's always so good in these braking zones, able to carry a lot of speed, use a ton of brake, and then release the brake and roll the corner with really good speed. Lay the throttle down. A lot of wheel spin right here. I've been watching a lot of cars having real difficulty getting the rear tires on the ground. Cindric had enough. Maybe he doesn't want to show Harvick anymore. Comes on pit road.
Whatever he showed him worked. Kevin Harvick jumps to third on the board behind Cindric. That's by far the best lap he has run in traffic. Oh, look at that little Eric Almirola.
Eric's checking out what's going on around the track, and of course a guy standing next to him with Chase Briscoe, the winner of this race a year ago. Chase Briscoe t-shirt going, working it there. So Harvick puts together a really good lap and heads back in through 1 and 2.
Headed off to turn number 3, right in front of Chase and Eric. Here's Kevin dialing up turn 4. This is where you want to drop the hammer, but you can't. You got to feather the throttle through this portion of the racetrack. You don't want the back end to kick out. Then you want to get all the power you can handle right here and get that good run up the back straightaway, swinging a little bit wide. Kevin trying to do that right now and make that lap even quicker.
Kevin comes down into turn 7, a two-time road course winner in the Xfinity Series, negotiates that braking zone, misses that big tall curve on turn 7, but wants to use all he can through here and straighten this out as much as possible. Very slippery, though, across the top of those curbs, trying to get the throttle down out of turn 10.
Yeah, I love seeing Kevin Harvick in this race. I like Cup drivers in these Xfinity races. What a great opportunity for Kevin himself. Get some experience before the race on Sunday. Cars are not exactly the same, but they're close enough for the driver to learn a ton, especially never been here before. Kevin Harvick just trying to learn the racetrack, where the trouble spots are, where you can find speed, because that'll be the same in either car.
And he's done it at 2 different tracks already this year, COTA, where they hadn't run before, as well as Road America. And now it's the Indy Road Course for Kevin Harvick, learning a little bit. A lot of drivers are learning wheel hop and a little air for some of these drivers here at Indy.
This is John. He's feeling confident. Is this the confidence that only comes from a bold new hairstyle?
It's perfect.
No, it's the confidence of someone who knows their rates before talking to a dealer with CarGurus Finance in Advance. See that smirk? That's from knowing the process only takes minutes. That poise? That's from knowing he has a personalized financing offer before contacting the dealer. That take charge attitude? That's from knowing there's no impact on his credit score. The confidence of knowing before you contact the dealer with CarGurus Finance in Advance. No haircut required.
When making the Kentucky Fried Chicken sandwich, people asked how I felt about burger places selling fried chicken. I'd say that's none of my business. Just like making fried chicken is none of theirs. Get the Kentucky Fried Chicken sandwich for just $3.99. It's finger-licking good.
Drizzly makes it easy to shop a huge selection of beer, wine, and liquor from wherever I am. I just open the app, find what I want, and it's at my door in under 60 minutes.
Drizzly.
Ding dong, Drizzly.
Angie's List is now Angie, and it's easier than ever to get your projects done right. With Angie, you can connect with top pros and see ratings and reviews. And when you book and pay through Angie, you're covered by our happiness guarantee. Check out Angie.com today. Angie, and done.
At T-Mobile, we believe you should get more. Introducing Magenta Max. Unlimited premium data that can't slow down based on how much smartphone data you use. Plus Netflix on us and taxes and fees included. Only at T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
At Richmond, 2 for the price of 1 is a bit of an understatement. Sure, there are 2 races. You only need 1 ticket. But it's the playoffs, under the lights, celebrating 75 years at America's premier short track, and the return of one very famous driver. It's a packed day that ends in a wild night. That'll be anything but understated. It's 2 for 1, Richmond style. Get your tickets at richmondraceway.com.
Make sure to stay with us right here on NBCSN tonight. Coming up next, it's NASCAR America. We'll have a special tribute to Bob Jenkins. Robin Miller narrates that, the longtime voice of the IndyCar as well as NASCAR. Bob Jenkins passing away earlier this week. And then IndyCar qualifying. We'll follow that at 7 o'clock for Grand Prix of Indy number 2, as you see some of the IndyCar guys getting ready for that qualifying session. Will take place a little bit later tonight. Practice continuing for the Xfinity Series here from the Brickyard. This is the second time that the Xfinity Series will be running on the road course here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Right now, Justin Haley is the fastest, has turned the fastest single lap.
You see right there the tire rubber building up. That's in turns 8 and 9. You saw Connor Daly mention that. That's the one thing. This is a great weekend for the race fans, but the competitor in me, and I get a little bit of anxiety because, I mean, it's the same for everyone, and it's fair, but that tire rubber right there, that's Goodyear tire rubber coming off from these Xfinity Series cars. Well, now we're going to have Indy cars with a completely different brand of tire on theirs, and they have to go out and qualify. So the question is, how is the car going to react? It's the same for everyone, but it's still an unknown. So that's going to be something interesting to watch. Like you mentioned, 7 o'clock qualifying for the Indy Grand Prix. Now that tire needs some more rubber. That tire has had, when you remember when Connor Daly said try to keep them round?
Yeah.
That is what he meant. That is a flat spot of flat spots. Jeff.
Yeah, pretty interesting, Steve, watching lap times, talking about tires. You know, Justin Haley on top of the board, he ran his fastest lap on lap 10. Cindric, lap 8. Harvick, lap 10. So these tires seem like they have good speed even later in the run. That's going to change the crew chief's strategy going into Saturday's race if these tires have that much speed late in the run.
Right, Jeff, that's been a discussion amongst many of the teams. The tire this time is supposed to be harder than what we had last year. See A.J. Allmendinger there in the window of his teammate. But right there, this tire you guys saw before, that's from Sage Karam. So what did Connor Daly, what was his advice? Keep them round and not square. That is what we like to call a flat spot, guys. That is where you have abused that tire and tried to stop it, and it stopped on one spot, and you just let it grind down, and eventually they had to replace the tires on that 31 car for Sage Karam on that Jordan Anderson Racing number 31. Also, if we look on the timing scoring sheets right now, in 9th place, our winner from Watkins Glen, Ty Gibbs. I spoke to him a little bit before practice, and you know, one of the funny things is we've seen out of Ty Gibbs is how quickly he gets up to speed. So I said, are you going to let everyone have a break this time? He said, well, I actually don't know where the turns are at this one, so maybe it'll take me a little time. Well, guess what? He's obviously 9th, and he's very happy in that race car right now. He'll be up to speed, no doubt, in that 54. Continually being so impressive on these road courses. Seeing how quickly, guys, he gets up to speed is just amazing.
So, you know, Rick, we talk about flat spots, and it's okay in practice to learn your limits, but that's one of the areas where a driver can really derail his day during the race. And I think a week ago at Chase Elliott, you know, he had to go to the rear because of inspection issues, but right away it was clear he had the fastest car. He's driving through the field. But it was this issue right here into turn 1. Flat spots his tire, forces an extra pit stop, and you can see right there, damage to the tire. He had to come to pit road, and I really think that was the difference, right? There was times he was a half a second faster than Kyle Larson. You see all the traffic on the final lap. If it wasn't for that extra pit stop, I believe he had a chance. So now we go back to practice here. You mentioned it, not a lot of practice. This is kind of new. I think it's important for these drivers, especially someone like Sage Karam who doesn't have a lot of time, to find that limit, because we just heard Jeff Burton talk about the tire's harder, a little more durable. If I'm a crew chief, man, you're getting like one set, buddy. You're pitting once, Rick. Don't make me come a second time. We can lose all that track position. And with all of these flat, heavy braking corners, it's just a mistake that's very easily made by a driver.
Ryan Eversley, you see him right there in the 6. He is making his first ever Xfinity Series start, a sports car racer, a lot of experience on road courses, but not as much experience with stock cars. As Austin Cindric went by Ryan.
But he has a smile under there, though. I bet this is a blast.
And I know he was excited. Ryan's been talking about being able to run 2 NASCAR races. He already ran a Cup race this year, and so now this will be his second NASCAR race of the year and season. But Ryan Eversley will be making his first Xfinity Series start this weekend. And we're going back radio style Bagman, he's in front of you.
Yeah, he's already through turn 1. Here he is in turn number 2. He's going to dial up now, driver's right, hug the inside of the racetrack, floated out driver's left to arc it hard into turn 4. A little brake smoke there, locked him up, swinging it wide. And now he's trying to regroup. That mistake there in 4 will cost him speed in turns 5 and 6, and ultimately it'll cost him speed on the backstretch.
See him use all of those curves through 5 and 6, way out wide. Into the rev chip a little bit there for a shift, or at the end of this straightaway on the braking zone. Gets it slowed down around the curve. Get a little pressure here from the 90 car. Preston Pardus misses the apex a little bit there. So hard to get these cars to change direction. You see Pardus able to get in wide and make a much better exit there and a run here to make a pass.
Yeah, you saw how much better Pardus was able to enter the corner much higher, much later. That allowed him to leave much straighter. You'll see the drivers use those techniques, especially in traffic. There's two different ways of racing. One's making lap time, the other's positioning yourself to keep from getting past or trying to set up a pass. They're not always the same thing. Speed doesn't always make the best race car if you got to protect when the car behind you is a little bit quicker.
Under 9.5 minutes to go in practice for the Xfinity Series. And a few guys we mentioned making their first starts, like Sage Karam. Look at the yellow gloves there. Man, he's got his hands full.
Should Viagra really cost $90? We don't think so. RexMD.com has FDA-approved generic Viagra starting at just $2 per tablet. Want to know what other guys are saying about RexMD.com?
This was my first time using telemedicine, and I'd recommend this process to anyone. I couldn't be happier with the product.
Just fill out a brief survey, and if appropriate, you can try a sample pack of generic Viagra, which are currently available to new customers. Your consultation is free. There's no copays, no doctor office visits, and your shipping is always free. Visit RexMD.com.
It's time to switch to T-Mobile. Right now, pay zero cost when you do. Keep your number and keep your phone. We'll even pay it off. Only at T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
The Kentucky Fried Chicken Sandwich with brioche buns, mayo, pickles, and a quarter-pound filet as far as the eye can see. Get comfy, it's gonna be a while. This thing's huge. Get the Kentucky Fried Chicken Sandwich for just $3.99. It's finger-licking good.
And every time at Indy, it's always a good race.
Green. Road course is oval. It doesn't matter. It's Indy. The Brickyard to me is the Coliseum. It's such an iconic racetrack. To get to race there is really special.
Maintain your lawn and your vehicle with help from Menards. Works has the outdoor power equipment you need to keep your yard looking great. All Works outdoor power equipment is 11% off. Keep your vehicle at peak performance with Valvoline Daily Protection Motor Oil. Specially formulated for the full life of the engine with advanced additives for full year protection. Valvoline Motor Oil is 11% off. Save 11% on everything at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
This is four-time World's Strongest Man, Brian Shaw. And this is T-Rex Brute Force, now an official Guinness World Record title holder for the world's strongest duct tape. What can the world's strongest man do with the world's strongest duct tape? T-Rex Brute Force high-performance duct tape is built with Forge-Link technology, making it the world's strongest duct tape. Wait until you see how it handles your next project.
Join us tomorrow on Track Pass at 10 o'clock, Xfinity Series qualifying, then Cup Series practice at 11. Then on NBCSN, it's IndyCar racing from right here. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course, countdown to green at 3:30. And Xfinity Series racing will follow it all up at 4 o'clock, all on NBCSN. So a great weekend. Once again, we're doing this whole weekend broadcasting radio style. So guys around the racetrack, Mike Bagley down in turns 1 through 6. Dale Jr. will be in 7 through 10. Jeff Burton's got 11 through 14, and then Steve and I will have the front stretch here again. So we see the 54, Ty Gibbs, This young man has definitely been on a roll. I think he's impressed, especially last week. We're at a road course where you know Austin Cindric is good. You know A.J. Allmendinger is good. Ty Gibbs lost on restarts to both of those drivers, but was able to pass them cleanly, both of them, to end up getting the win.
Yeah, amazing effort by this young man, and the talent he showed and the patience. Definitely driving over his years there, Dale Jr.
And he's in the top 10 on the board already in this practice. And I think as he makes more and more laps around this racetrack, he improves as a driver. I bet there's still another second and a half, possibly, just behind the wheel in his thought process and how he negotiates this racetrack. So expect that guy to get a lot quicker as the weekend goes.
Yeah, he's shown in the races he gets better throughout the race. You know, he makes good speed. Got a car in the grass here right in front of me. No big deal, though. He kept going. But Ty's done a nice job of just getting better throughout the races. Really slow section right here. But now just tons of speed all the way through 14 down the front straightaway.
And Parker, we mentioned earlier A.J. Allmendinger and the successes that he is having already in this practice. Must feel like it's pretty good. He's out of the car, right?
He is, and he's actually not even at his garage. He's putting the car up on jack stands. You did 6 laps, and then you just parked it. Felt that good?
Well, no. Really, I'm old, and I got two races this weekend.
I knew this would be the case.
Yeah, I mean, so I really got to conserve my energy. So got a high-price Chevy Saturday and Sunday. So with this Friday practice, I felt like 6 laps, and that's all I can handle.
That's perfect. That'll get you loosened up, those high prices. But what about what you were telling your teammate? You were talking to Jeb Burton here for like 10, 15 minutes when he was in the garage. What were you telling him? What advice were you giving him?
I'm just trying to help. You know, I'm very fortunate that this is my background, and you know, Jeb's got a lot of questions. He works really hard at the craft trying to get better. So he had a few questions, just trying to talk to him about what I felt. You know, I really, all jokes aside, I felt what I needed to feel out there in practice. Felt really comfortable with our high-price Chevy, and looking forward to tomorrow. I think we can have a great day as a company at College Racing.
I know you told me you lost this race last year on the brakes. Was it better on the brakes this time?
So far, so good.
I like it. Definitely going to be a contender, as you guys know. A.J. Allmendinger, just 6 laps in practice. Wow.
And he said he's old. He's 39 years old. He's not that old. So have a little fun with that.
We see the 8 right here of Sam Mayer. He's taken over this 8 just the last few weeks, full time for the rest of the season in the 8. And put up a good lap, top of the board. So you see right here the pace he has. As it gets close to the rear bump of the 78, he's going to make the move around him.
He's another 18-year-old, so another up-and-coming racer. We saw Ty Gibbs at 18, now Sam Mayer at 18.
Well, and Sam Mayer has a road racing background. He won the Trans Am race at Road America this year, so he knows how to turn both directions. He has a lot of confidence. I was a little concerned with his confidence. We talked to him a few weeks ago. I'm going to win a couple, 3 races, and I don't judge his talent. I know he has the talent and the equipment to do it, just the experience. You know, this is a difficult series. We'll see how the young man does.
What a talented young man, though. I mean, just started halfway through the season, replaced Josh Berry, and he's making the most of his opportunities. And right now, he's making the most of this practice session. He slid back to 2nd on the leaderboard behind Austin Cindric. He's working his way through turn 3 and loading out the car there to turn 4. Now let's see what kind of launch he gets out of 4. And right now, he slides the car just a tad. That'll cost him a little bit of time through those turns there, turns 5 and 6.
Yeah, I agree. It's difficult to follow the footsteps of Josh Berry after the season he had early on in this 8 car. Sam came in with a lot of confidence, obviously has a lot to learn, and but he's showcasing and showing glimpses of that potential that he has. Just needs a lot more seat time behind the wheel of this 8 car. That should help him over the long haul.
He and Ty Gibbs had some really good battles in the ARCA series. He beat Ty multiple times. Ty beat him multiple times, but he feels he's as good as Ty. He sees Ty winning races, and he's like, hey, if he can do it, I can do it too. So I think that was part of that confidence, just feeling that the guy he had raced with, gone toe-to-toe with, and been able to beat him was winning this series. Well, if he can do it, then I'm going to go out there and do it. And see, working on pit road. It's a really important part of this race for green flag pit stops. Pit road speed doesn't start till right there. So that entire time he was on pit road, he needs to be pushing as hard as he can. We talk about pit crews all the time, but the driver getting to the pit crew as quickly as he can has a great deal to do if you have a good pit stop or not.
You mentioned it, Jeff. We went out earlier in pace cars and drove around the track, and it was good to see the different corners. They drive a little different than what they look like on TV, but this pit entry really shocked me. It's easy to get on because it's kind of driver's right on a left-hand corner. It's easy to kind of move your way there, but it's right here. So you're going to see these cars turning hard left. Well, if they go a little bit straighter, this is the pit road entry, but as this camera, oh, here you go, we have a great shot. From here, there's still no pit road speed. They continue all the way down around the corner, so still no speed, still no speed. It's not until this yellow line. So while this is a nice, calm, easy entrance for the 47 right here in the race, you're going to have to make speed all the way there. Very narrow. We expect to see green flag pit stops. So while Kyle Weatherman was very under control because he was coming in for the Goodyear engineers to get a tire sheet in the race, you're going to have to push that. And I was shocked about how narrow. I mean, look right here. This is hustling it. So he gasses it up, gets a little sideways, almost in the grass. And then he gets all the way down here in the corner. He has to get hard on the brakes for a narrow, narrow entrance.
Red and black flags displayed. That means the end of that 1 hour practice for the Xfinity Series. It's NASCAR America that'll be coming up next and qualifying for IndyCar after that.
Every customer has their own Safelite story. This couple loves camping adventures, and their SUV is always there with them. So when their windshield got a chip, they wanted it fixed fast. They drove to Safelite Auto Glass for a guaranteed same-day in-shop repair. We repaired the chip before it could crack, and with their insurance, it was no cost to them.
Really?
That's service you can trust when you need it most.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
The Kentucky Fried Chicken Sandwich with brioche buns, mayo, pickles, and a quarter-pound filet as far as the eye can see. Get comfy, it's gonna be a while. This thing's huge. Get the Kentucky Fried Chicken Sandwich for just $3.99. It's finger-licking good.
Ace is the only hardware retailer that carries Benjamin Moore paint at over 3,800 stores. You can buy in-store or order what you need online for curbside pickup or free delivery. When you want the best, Benjamin Moore paint from Ace.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
New projects means new project managers. You need to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/hire and get started today.
I had been giving Coley kibble. It never looked like real food. With the farmer's dog, you can see the pieces of turkey. It smells like actual food. As he's aged, he's still quite energetic and youthful. I really attribute that to diet.
Get started at longlivedogs.com.
It's time to switch to T-Mobile. Right now, pay zero cost when you do. Keep your number and keep your phone. We'll even pay it off. Only at T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
Subway has so much new, it didn't fit in the last ad. Like new smashed avocado and artisan Italian bread. 100% wild-caught tuna? Hold up. 100% wild-caught tuna ain't new. Subway has always had 100% wild-caught tuna. Y'all try to sneak one in on the chuckster.
This is the first test of the FedEx Cup playoffs, where the task is to move one step closer to the ultimate prize, the Northern Trust, beginning next Thursday on Golf.
The best of the best
Manchester United, ballistic for Chelsea,
are back. The Premier League returns.
Champions of England.
This weekend on NBCSN.
Speedway, Indiana, the racing capital of the world. Bob Jenkins said he was just a lucky race fan. We've got a special tribute to Bob Jenkins on NASCAR America. That is coming up next, thanks to Robin Miller, as well as IndyCar qualifying at 7 o'clock. Stay with us here.